Hey, everybody. Give me just one sec. Hey, my name is Sherry Sutton, and I am your marketing mentor. Super embarrassing. So I'm also doing this on StreamYard, and I got super sucked into all of the filters on Instagram, which I'm also on right now. So they've been watching me for like the last minute scroll through. So sorry, guys who are watching me on Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube. It is great to have you here today. This is our weekly live training where we talk about all things marketing. My name is Sherry Sutton. I am your marketing mentor and the founder of the DD Marketing Collective. So today we're going to talk about 4 ways that you can connect with your audience that aren't social media. So if you are watching this on Instagram, I actually encourage you, if you can, to pop off and watch this on Facebook. I've got slides that are there as well, or you can just stay here. And if you want to copy the slides, send me a direct message and I'll send them to you. Hey guys, thanks so much for joining. All right. So 4 ways you can connect with your audience that aren't posting. Your goal in business is to get in front of as many people as possible. Tell them what you do and make them offers. This is especially true when you're first growing your business. You haven't really built up your referrals yet, right? People don't really know who you are yet. It's very, very important that you get out there. And that's your number one goal in marketing, right? Meet as many people as you can, or get in front of as many people as you can. Tell them what you do and tell them an offer to serve them, right? Whatever that might be. Hey, do you need some free advice? Or I'm happy to work with you, or whatever, right? Don't be weird and all like, buy my stuff right now, right? But you want to say, hey, this is what I do. If you ever need any help with your marketing or your whatever, I'd love to work with you. That is your number one goal in marketing. You want to do it from a place of relationships though, right? But you want to do it from a place of frequency, with frequency in mind. So it takes people, research says like at least 7 times of seeing your message, of seeing your product, of seeing you before they're willing to even consider buying from you. That is a lot of views. Now, if you're only on social media, here's the challenge. You're only on social media, right? So not everybody who could be a potential customer is either on social media, they're on social media at the same time you are, they happen to have you in their algorithm at the time because that person is looking at things like you at that same moment. So social media is a very difficult way to get in front of the right audience. Now, if you can do it, it's awesome, right? It's a great way to interact. Super fun, super interactive. We can do things like this. We can do lives. I've got a Reels training coming up. We love social media, but it can't be the only way that you get in front of people, because they might not be there. One, it might not be where they search. Again, they might not be there at that moment when you post. You might hit the algorithm at a wrong time. Just because you post it doesn't mean people are going to see it. And so you want to make sure that you're trying to get in front of those same people, that same target audience, but in different ways, through different mechanisms over time. So you want to make sure that your marketing plan is well versed and has multiple facets to it. I used this example in a reel about this morning. It's kind of like working out, right? If you only work out your biceps, right, you're going to have great biceps. I do not have great biceps, right? There's no gun show happening here. But let's say if every day you just work on your biceps, that's totally awesome. But if you don't work out the rest of your body, you're going to have great biceps, but you're not going to have a great anything else, right? And that your marketing is the same way. You don't want to just focus on one place because they may not be there, right? That might not be what's going to get you what you need. And I don't know how to take my analogy any further but you get the point. Is your target audience may not be on social, or they may not be at a networking event. So you want to be doing lots and lots of different types of things. Now, I know you're saying, oh my God, I'm a solopreneur. How long is this going to take me and how much is it going to cost? So I'm going to talk to you in a minute about all the different ways that you can market your business. I'm going to talk a little bit about which ones of those are free and are my favorite that are not social media. So, and again, if you're watching this on Instagram, I'm happy to send you the slides. Just send me a direct message so that you can kind of see what everybody else on the other platforms is seeing. So you want to choose your marketing activities. Oh, I found a typo. Sorry. Change your marketing activities based on where your audience is in relationship to your brand. So there are 3 distinct phases in knowing your brand. The first one is awareness. Your activities that you're going to do in awareness are going to be very different than what you're going to do in the next phase, which is consideration. And those activities are going to be different than the things that you do in your decision-making phase. So you've got awareness, consideration, and decision. And the types of activities you do should be different in each of these places because the messaging and the amount of time and information people are willing to give you are going to vary by where they are in this buying cycle. I'm going to say that again. The amount of time and the amount of information and ultimately money that people are willing to give you is going to change from awareness to consideration. You're going to have fewer people in consideration. So if you're looking at this, it looks like an inverted V, right? So awareness is at the top. You want lots and lots of people with awareness of you. A few of those are going to move down the funnel towards consideration, but you need to have a different kind of conversation with those folks because now they're ready to engage with you a little bit deeper. And then you want to move on to decision, and then the types of activities you do that are different. So what I want you to come away with is this idea of there's a lot of different activities that you can do. And if you can see the slide, you can see there's a ton of different activities that you can do in the awareness section. There's a ton of activities you could do in the consideration phase, but you should never only be doing one thing. So I recommend that you do at least 2 different activities in the awareness section, at least 2 different activities in the consideration section. And then it kind of depends on your product on the decision side. Usually 1 or 2, just depends on what you're doing. So ultimately you'll have, 3 to 4, maybe up to 6 different activities that you're doing. Now, some of those more frequently than others. So which of these activities is right for you? Well, it depends. And I know we hate saying that, but it really does. So it depends on your clients and where they go to look for information. So that's one thing that I do with all of my clients when we meet is I say, hey, let's spend time defining who your target audience is. What do they need? How are you going to position your product for them? How are you going to create product portfolios and packages and promotions and really just the product itself that are going to attract those key audiences, but also where do they go to look for information? Because that's what's going to determine the activities that you do. So which is best for you? It depends on your audience and where they go for information. It also depends on your comfort level and your budget. How many people out there are solopreneurs and working on a shoestring? Right? I get it. You don't need to spend a ton of money, right? People see these things and like, oh my God, what's that going to cost me? They don't cost really many of them anything. It is some legwork, but that's what you do early on in your business. And then once you start bringing in some money, you can outsource some of those things. And that's a discussion we have, in a year from now. But for now, there's a lot of things that you can do that are right within your budget, whether it's $5 or whether it's $500. So I want to talk about 4 free marketing options that I love, I use in my business. I'm going to be totally honest. I don't spend a lot of money on marketing. I spend a lot of time on my marketing. And even then, I use a lot of tricks to recycle my content. And there's a ton of other lives that I've done on this. There's a class on this on my website, which is dd.marketing. And if you go to free marketing classes, it's there. It's talking all about recycling content. So it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to take all your time to do, but there are lots of things you can do that are free. So I'm going to give you 4 today. The first one is networking. You can do this in person or on Zoom. Now, I really like networking groups that are designed more about real, genuine connections. I have a personal brand. Most of you are developing a personal brand as well, where you're the face. And so developing real connections between people is something that's super, super important. One thing that I always recommend is when you meet people on at a networking event, try to become Facebook friends with them afterwards, send them a direct message, start building a relationship outside of just that networking event. Because how many times have we gone to networking events and we get to talk to two people and no one else? Well, generally you'll get a list of all the folks who were there. It's nice to send out a note saying, hey, friend them on Facebook, and then send them a note saying, hey, so nice to meet you, or so sorry we didn't get a chance to meet, right? Because we were too busy, but I'd love to chat with you. If you feel like there's a connection, have a coffee, connect. That's where you're going to start getting in front of as many people as possible. Again, if you're not comfortable going out, a lot of these are happening on Zoom. I would say for me, I probably do 3 networking events per week. I generally, 2 of them are on Zoom and 1 of them is in person. And I'd say probably in person, I'm only doing something like every other week. And same for most of my clients. Then I try to set up coffee chats with people afterwards, only if there's like a real connection. And I think that we're just gonna like each other, right? You don't want to be like, hey, can I have coffee with you? Because then I'm gonna sell you, right? That's not what this is about. It's about meeting as many people as you can, telling them what you do, making them offers, or asking them and asking them for help, asking them to refer you, asking them for guidance and support, right? So your first thing that I recommend doing is networking. There are some groups that are paid, but there are a lot more that are free. At least, you could go to one for free. If you really enjoy it, maybe go back. And if budget allows, go ahead and pay for those. The second one is speaking on podcasts or at networking events. So now that you're in your networking events, you can start asking for opportunities to speak. Most of these networking events have someone who is speaking. There's generally an educational component. This takes a little bit of time. You build those relationships, but it is one of the most valuable ways to get in front of an audience and tell them what you do in detail. It is a fantastic lead generator. The other option is podcasts, right? If you find people who are podcast hosts, just offer to be on the program, right? Here's the things that I can talk about. There are Facebook groups that are dedicated just to finding speakers for podcasts. Get engaged with those groups. There are a lot of opportunities there, or, start your own, right? Find people who are doing podcasts, ask if you could be a guest, or ask what you would need to do to be considered. Again, a great free opportunity to get in front of a lot of people. My third tip is getting really active in Facebook groups, friending people, and then building relationships. So there are, no matter what your target audience is, there is going to be a Facebook group for them. Now, a lot of those will have rules around no promotion. So don't join these groups just to promote yourself once a week. You want to go in, develop genuine relationships, ask for advice, give advice. That's where you're going to start developing these genuine connections. You friend people, you start conversations, you have some coffee chats. Now your network is building and growing. People know who you are. They're starting to recommend you. They're starting to offer for you to go onto podcasts, and all of that is totally free. The next thing, this is my fourth tip, is love on and promote other people on social media. So if you are posting on social media, which all of us are, don't just post and run. One of the most important things you can do on social media is to have it be two-way. Social media is designed to be social, right? So it thrives on two-way communication. And sometimes we talk about that when it comes to your post and making sure, asking people for advice and asking them to drop an emoji or whatever it might be. And that is important. But what's also important in this two-way engagement is you engaging with other people's accounts. So if you find people who you think might be in your target audience or might be good referrers or just kind of cool people who you'd like to collaborate with, go to their LinkedIn, like some of the things that they've done, comment on the things that they've done, put them on your list every day for a week, right? Go to their Facebook, their Instagram page. They'll start coming up, right? Once you're following them. Or if your friends on Facebook start commenting on the things that they're doing, building that relationship through two-way communication on that social media platform. One, it's free. Two, you don't have to leave your house. Three, you can do it whenever you want. And it also really helps with the algorithm, because the more people you're talking to and engaging with their content, the more likely the platforms are to show your content. So yes, you're posting, fantastic. This is a technique you can use, and a free one that will increase the visibility of everything you're doing. So those are 4 tips for how to market your business without posting and totally for free. I hope that you found all of those really, really valuable. If you know you need marketing, but you're not totally sure what to do, I have the program for you. It's called Marketing Made Simple. It is 3 months with me. We start with a VIP day where we sit down and we do all of your marketing planning. So that's everything from your business strategy, your product strategy, your messaging, what are all, your audience, what are all the components that go into how you're going to be offering products and marketing your business. And we'll also develop an exact plan of what you're going to do every single day that's simple, right? Doesn't break the bank. I'm not going to give you a plan that, has $10,000 a month budget. I mean, unless you have $10,000 a month, then we'll do it for sure. But you don't need to spend that kind of money. So finding something that's simple, manageable by a solopreneur, and is super, super effective, that you can do every single day. So we'll go through that. And then you'll get to meet with me every other week or every week for the next 3 months. And we'll spend time together going through what you're working on. I'll teach you all the tips and techniques. Whatever you need, I'm going to hold your hand every step of the way for 3 months and longer if you'd like, so that you can start making marketing magic and make your business come to life. I hope that this was super helpful. Let me know what you think. If you'd like a copy of the slides, send me a direct message. I'm happy to send them to you. If you'd like to join Marketing Made Simple or just learn more about it, you can head over to the website. It's didi.marketing. That's DIDI.marketing. And I also on my site have a free 20-minute marketing audit. This is a great way to just get some quick advice on what you're doing specifically on your social media channels, your digital marketing. So that's things I can see really easily, right? And I'm happy to do those with anybody. You can sign up for one of those also on my website. Go to didi.marketing and click on Let's Chat. And there is a link there for a free 20-minute marketing audit. And I'm excited to meet you. I hope that this was helpful. Let me know what you thought. I will see you again next week. Generally every Tuesday, I do a Q&A, and on Wednesday, I do a training just like this. So I will see you next week. Have a great day. Bye.